Good evening, folks. Welcome to This Week in Guilford. I'm your host, Bongo Numalo. Here's our top stories. Class of Guilford College are back in session, starting roughly 2 weeks later than most state schools, leaving students extra time to get ahead and prepare for the semester. Though in most cases, that extra time was spent smoking weed and playing Ultimate Frisbee. With classes back underway, many questions have been answered, though for many fifth-year seniors, only one question remains. When's serendipity? In local news, Greensboro business owners were sent letters informing them of the enforcement of outlawed video sweepstakes machines beginning as early as March 1st. In an attempt to appease business owners, Deputy Police Chief Wayne Scott is quoted in saying, "You can get a business license and do other things and run a sweepstakes machine. There's gas stations across town that run sweepstakes machines out back." Or as Narcotics Anonymous would call them, Ground Zero. In other news, gun enthusiasts across the state celebrated the 3rd annual Gun Appreciation Day. In related news, someone's definitely going to die soon. This January 19th holiday coincides with Martin Luther King Jr. Remembrance Day. I've got a dream that black children and white children and brown children can play together, not being threatened by a hail of gunfire. In sports news, the Guilford College men's basketball team will be making the 140-mile trek to take on our conference rivals, the Hampton-Sydney Tigers, this upcoming Wednesday. In regards to this season's prospects, said unnamed sophomore center, quote, "Coach say 110%, so we 110%. He follows that up with some indiscernible rambling preceding the word championship. Can I say, in his defense, kid can flat out shoot the rock. He lets his game do the talking." But moving on, being students at a liberal arts school, we all know artistic expression is something we deeply cherish here at Guilford College. But as we know, artistic expression happens well beyond our collegiate communal walls, which is why we here at This Week at Guilford decided to see what the rest of the city may have to offer. With more on the story, here's me with more.
The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Aristotle. This world is but a canvas to our imagination. Henry David Thoreau. Shelf Life. An independently owned new and used art supply store based in Greensboro, North Carolina, with an interpretation of art that doesn't fall far from the tree.
Merriam-Webster defines art as something that is created with imagination and skill and that is beautiful, and something that expresses important ideas or feelings. I also understand you sell pre-owned and new art supplies as well. Now, tell me, what on earth could be beautiful about that?
Well, selling art supplies allows people to make work and express themselves, and that expression can be really cathartic. Not to mention that I'm selling used items, so that's keeping things out of the landfill and making the earth a little bit greener, as well as saving a bit of money.
Money. Funny you mentioned it. I'll mention something else. 16 billion. That's how much money Walmart made last year. Now, there's certainly something beautiful about that, yes?
Well, not when their employees are receiving $6 billion a year in public assistance.
Is that right? Is it true?
Obviously, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, said Eric Ginsberg of the Triad City Beat. If it weren't for the brightly painted lettering on the door and the eye-catching yellow fire escape next to it, it would be impossible to find Shelf Life. Owner Cassandra Liuzzo may beg to differ.
Why would anyone want to find Shelf Life in the first place?
So, based on your definition of art, you're asking me why would somebody want to find a place that has the stuff that allows them to create things that are beautiful and interesting?
Well played, Liuzzo, if that is your real name. Italian?
Yes, Liuzzo's Italian.
That's funny. Do they even have art in Italy?
Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Raphael.
Donatello, Master Splinter, I get it, I love the Ninja Turtles too, let's stay focused. But of all things, why art? I mean, you're a young, talented, business-savvy, young individual. I don't know, why not grow a mustache, or open up a meat shop, or stand on street corners waving your fist in ongoing buses? I mean, why art?
I feel like you're just naming Italian stereotypes.
With all due respect, Mr. Yutzel, I think I know a little bit about stereotypes. Come on, I'm breaking your balls here. Come on. I'm bringing your balls. Forget about it. What are you gonna do? Forget about it. Come here, you. Come here. Come here, you. Come here.
You can find Shelf Life Art and Supply Company at 2134A Lawndale Drive, Greensboro, North Carolina, for all your art supply needs.
In the national news, January 20th marked this president's 6th State of the Union address. If you didn't get a chance to catch it, it basically went like this. My stance on immigration has not changed. My stance on healthcare and healthcare reform has not changed. My stance on improved relations with Cuba, the closing of Guantanamo Bay, and release of those detainees has not changed. What has changed, based on the newly elected members of Congress, is the adjusted anticipated size of my rectum by year's end. With that being said, thank you, John Boehner, for your dark reddish hue and shrewd disposition. Illustrated something that I've believed for a long time, that you are indeed the devil. Thank you, Mr. McConnell. You've shown me, doesn't matter if you're some kid from Honolulu or some kind of hybrid between a turkey and the world's oldest turtle, you truly, truly can be anything. And thank you, America, for you've shown me it doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, red, or blue. People are just jerks sometimes. And that is half the battle. For the Guilford Film Society, this has been This Week in Guilford. I'm your host, Bongani Mile, and remember, this is your city. Good night, everybody.